With the release of CS2 on the horizon, it seems that CSGO investing changes every single day. Now, a few hours before recording this video, Valve also pushed another new update to CS2, but this time around it actually also included a CSGO update, which actually massively changed the way that case drops work. And with cases being one of the most popular investing styles, this is a very important change. So in this video, I'm going to break down all the information we currently have, what it means for the overall case market, basically where we're going from here. But before that, let's take a look at our sponsor, SkinsMonkey. Today's video is sponsored by SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a website you can use to trade in some of your old skins that you don't want anymore for some brand new skins to spice up your inventory. Even if the skin you want is on a trade hold, it'll go straight to your SkinsMonkey backpack until it's ready to be withdrawn. If you use code Nalo on SkinsMonkey, you'll get two different bonuses. First is a $5 trade bonus, and the second is a 5% deposit bonus on top of the deposit bonus they already give you. It's super easy to withdraw the items from SkinsMonkey in an instant. As you can see, I have all my trades right here, and even if you don't want to pick up some skins on SkinsMonkey, they also have daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways that you can enter completely for free. So what are you waiting for? Go check out SkinsMonkey with the link in the description below. Claim your free bonuses courtesy of yours truly, and spice up that inventory. So before we begin, I'm making this video, scheduling it, and then going to bed. It's pretty late for me, so if any more information comes out that I don't cover in this video, I'm sorry, but let's talk about what we know right now. So Counter-Strike tweeted out that there was a new update to CS2, including an update to CSGO. And if you click on the release notes, it tells you that case drops have actually been updated in CSGO. Essentially, now the way it works is that players get a weapon case with their first weekly XP rank up, rather than after some amount of idle playtime. So to explain why this is a big deal, basically the way that it worked before this update is you could essentially go into just a random mode on CSGO, or you could go into even a community server and just idle there. And then after the round ended, there would be a chance for you to get a case drop. Now, according to the information that I have, it seems that with this idle system, you could get up to 2 case drops per week. I've heard some people say that it's possible to get 3 case drops, but I don't have any proof of that personally. The most I've heard of people getting is 2 drops per week. Now, an important point to make here is that the second drop that you got during this week was sort of a lucky drop. The first drop was essentially something that you could sort of expect, and the second drop was very rare. Now, the reason I bring that up is because we currently don't know if you get that second drop or not in the new case drop system. Unfortunately, the patch notes do not go ad nauseum about this update, so we don't really have all of the information that we need here, but we now know that at least for your first case, you can't idle for it, you have to get it from a weekly XP rank up. Now, when this was announced, this also posed another question. What would happen when you got your XP rank up in regards to the item that you're supposed to get normally? Basically, when you would get an XP rank up, you would either get like a graffiti or a low tier skin. If you're super lucky, you could have got up to an SG integral. But the question was, is this still a thing? Can you actually still get a skin from this XP rank up? And the answer to that is actually yes, you do still get an XP rank up item along with a case. There's proof of it right here posted on Twitter if you don't believe it. So basically the way it works is that after your first weekly rank up, you'll get both a low tier skin or a graffiti and a case. Now I think this is really interesting. Okay, so now that you sort of have the basic idea of this, let's talk about how it affects the markets and how it affects case supply overall. Okay, so there's essentially 2 possible scenarios that we currently have. The first scenario is that there's only 1 case that you can potentially get during a week, and it has to be obtained from a weekly XP rank up. This means no idling, and everybody who ranks up gets 1 case. If this is what happens, then the entire overall case supply will decrease. One of the biggest factors for having a large number of cases in the game was because of idle farming bots. There were an absolute ton of these bots, and they would essentially just farm multiple cases per week, and that contributed a lot to the overall supply. However, now after this update, that is no longer possible, and those bots no longer work. So that huge amount of case supply is now taken out. Basically, the entire case supply we have is essentially going to be provided only by players, real players, not bots, and there will only be 1 case max per week that can actually be provided. Now, it is a guaranteed case, and that's an important thing to bring up. Before, it was just a chance to get your first case. Sometimes you'd have a week where you just don't get one because you just don't play enough. But now, after a simple weekly rank up, you automatically get a case. So that adds a level of consistency to the case market that we didn't have before. But that brings me to my next point, and that's how the market has already reacted. After only a couple hours of this update being announced, pretty much across the board, cases rose. Especially the snakebite case. I actually went ahead and bought some snakebite cases for 46 cents on the Steam market, just a small amount of them for fun to see what happens, and then I went ahead and just sold them at 61 cents. So they rose quite a bit just after a short amount of time, and that's including the fact that they have a huge amount of quantity supplied on the market. So that means that the overall public generally believes that cases are going to go up from here, and that the supply is going to decrease. That's the same opinion that I currently hold, but we'll see how this all pans out, and we'll see what information we gather as time goes on. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about, and probably the most important factor here, is CS2. CS2. If you remember when CS2 was first announced, there was a massive amount of case opening hysteria. People from all across the game, content creators or not, were opening tons of cases. In fact, in May, we had about 50 million cases unboxed, which is absolutely insane. And guess what? And that all happened without CS2 actually being a thing. That was just the news of it. When CS2 fully releases, I fully expect there to be a large amount of content creators that come and try out the game, just because it'll be kind of the new thing to stream. Even if these content creators don't stick around in the CS community, I believe one of the biggest pieces of content that they'll be providing is case unboxings. And that means their fans are also going to be exposed directly to that. This is one of the biggest factors for case success going into the early days of CS2. Now, even before this update, when we still had the idle cases, I sort of told you that cases are still one of the most straight shooting bets you could make for CS2, but after this update, it only gets even better. If we actually do have a decreased amount of cases in the overall supply, then that means when CS2 actually releases and there's less supply of the cases available, the prices should go even higher than was previously expected. So the question is, do you invest in cases? Well, obviously I wouldn't invest right now. I think there is a lot of inflation that's currently happening due to this update, but after this kind of cools off, since I do believe we still have quite a lot of time before CS2 actually fully releases to the public, then I would consider buying into cases and holding them until the release of CS2. If you're able to hit that nice sweet spot of the early days of case hysteria, you should be looking at a pretty solid profit margin. But this is just my interpretation, nothing is guaranteed. That's just how the theory flows. Regardless, guys, I believe I covered everything that I wanted to cover in this video. I wanted to go ahead and make something a little bit more normal for my channel today, but then this update came out and this is sort of a big deal, so I wanted to cover it and talk about it a little bit. Hopefully this gave you at least a slightly better understanding of this new case drop system. It's still very new and a lot of the factors are unknown to us, but it seems like an interesting system and definitely positive for case investors. Anyway, guys, that's going to close off the video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. That helps me massively and costs you absolutely nothing. Subscribe to the channel for the best CS investing content anywhere else on YouTube, and go check out my Twitter or Discord links in the description below. You can ask me questions completely for free as long as I have time. And go check out Skins Monkey. And hey, you actually stuck around for the entire video, including the outro. That's actually kind of impressive. I figured if you're here, I might as well give you an extra little tip. If you want a solid, more on the safer side case to invest into, look at the Phoenix case. I covered this a little bit more in detail in my underrated investments video, so if you want some of the general factors of the Phoenix case, you can go watch that. And if you want a more risky case that has potentially some pretty crazy returns, I would consider looking at the Dreams and Nightmares case or the Revolver case. I think those will be big ones for the release of CS2. Alright guys, thanks again for watching. See you next time. Peace.